While on a trip, their dog took them to an abandoned boat which hid the impossible underneath. How exciting it is to go on a weekend trip with your friends. Suddenly you start to feel energetic and there is an atmosphere of partying and playing. And when the trip is with your friends, there is no doubt that the fun is doubled. A group of friends was going for a trek in the nearby woods to celebrate one of their friends' bachelorette party. The trip, even before starting, turned into an expedition searching for the hidden. One of the to-be groom's buddies carried his dog along. The pooch smelled something in the woods and took the friends on a walk to the unexpected. Their weekend plan changed into something none hoped for. It was Whale's wedding around the corner. His friends were constantly nagging him with the question any group of friends would ask, "Where's the bachelor party?" The overenthusiastic bunch of friends in no way would have spared Whale without an all-boys trip. And the planning started, a plan which never went as planned. The very obvious question which surfaced next was where did the boys plan to go? Whale was an adventure lover. He enjoyed trekking, hiking, paragliding, sea diving type of sports. Thus, his friends decided to Google the best weekend getaway destination for the trekking trip. And voila, they found one of the most exotic and darkest woods where they would be heading for some fun. The woods were dense and dark. There were small waterfalls and lakes inside. It was the perfect place to have some adventure. Whale booked the resort and made all the arrangements. The boys were all set to have a lifetime experience, but they were accompanied by another passenger, totally uninvited. One of Whale's friends brought with him his doggo, Pluto, on the trip. She was a lovable dog, and none of the friends minded having the pooch along. All of them had a gala time talking, cracking jokes, eating. Finally, they reached their destination, but instead of partying, the friends ended up in an altogether different mess. The friends reached the property they booked. They all were cherishing the location, the scenic beauty, and stuff, when suddenly Pluto started to act weird. She would go from one room to the other and seemed uneasy. What was wrong with the dog? Initially, Whale's friend, who was the owner of Pluto, did not pay much attention to his dog's antics. He thought that the dog was just exploring the land and the property, but soon Pluto made the men run like anything. The friend was all set for fun. The plans were made. They all got drinks and juices to the table and were in the mood to dance all night. They would tease Whale with his fiancée's name and a lot more, but Pluto sat in the corner and appeared to be a little lost. Finally, the boys were set for the much-awaited trek. The moment they all went out of the resort, Pluto started to bark loudly. No one could understand why she was doing so, and everyone complained about the dog to be a spoiler, but Pluto had something for them. Pluto sniffed some smell and was after that. She smelled the road and started to run in an unknown direction. Whale and his friends had no other option than to follow her. Pluto's owner was scared that he might lose his beloved pooch, so he started running behind her. Pluto rushed like anything into the deep woods, and all the friends followed him. She went into the other corner of the jungle where a river flowed. The river was silent. Why did Pluto run towards it? What was there? Was she trying to show something to the men? There were a lot of questions the friends had. After all, they did not wish to run behind a dog in the woods when they wanted to trek and enjoy the beauty of the woods and weather, but all of them blindly followed the dog, and what they saw next was unbelievable. Pluto reached the middle of a river, where there was a boat lying upside down. There was nothing else around, and nor were there any traces of a human close by. What made Pluto run this far was something all wanted to know. When they tried to take Pluto back, she refused. Why? Whale and his friends were tired and were breathing heavy after running this long. They were annoyed at the dog. However, they now decided to hold her with the leash and continue with the plan. But Pluto was too stubborn to move from there. She did not move a bit. The dog kept on staring at the boat. It was nothing but a metal lying upside down. As they pushed it, the dog started to bark. And with this, the men decided to investigate. They were now curious about that boat. Was there something under the boat? The friends decided to turn the boat and see what was underneath it. The boat was quite heavy and needed a lot of strength to be undone. But the moment the men tried doing so, Pluto began barking. What she was trying to say was something the men couldn't understand. This time, the men carefully held just one side of the boat and peered inside. They wanted to see if there was anything underneath. However, what they saw next was something definitely they did not wish to see. For an instant, the men were shocked. what was there. Under the boat were little kittens. They had confined them in one corner of the boat. It was probably their smell that Pluto had sniffed, which got the men there. The men were in awe, realizing what the dog had found. It was as if Pluto had developed a connection with those young ones. How did this happen? None knew. But Pluto had already taken charge to care for them. She did not let the men turn the boat in a jerk, and nor did she leave the spot until the men saw these kittens. The friends were clueless about the kitties. Were they lost in the woods? Or were they abandoned by a family here? Where was their mother? No one knew anything. All they knew was that Pluto had found them over here. Moreover, the condition of the kittens was quite good. The kittens were absolutely healthy and fine. They were in terrific shape. They weren't injured or anything. Nor did they appear to be undernourished. They were playing around and were little bundles of joy. Pluto sat beside the kittens and kept on staring at them. This was very strange to the men, but it was an adorable sight to witness. Usually cats and dogs don't go well together, but here Pluto was so calmly looking after the tiny kittens. It appeared as if Pluto's motherly instincts had kicked in. She was around the cats and provided them with warmth. Even the kittens did not fear sitting close to her. They all snuggled together as if they were longtime friends. This was really cute. The friends turned the boat and took it to a corner. They took the kittens in their arms and placed them in the boat. The kittens for the first time saw the daylight probably. They opened their little eyes wide and looked so chubby. Pluto licked the kittens and wrapped them in her arms. She even made them a bath and removed all the dust from their fur. She was treating them as her own babies. It was a strange sight to find a female dog pampering kittens. Whale and his friends were so proud of Pluto. Had the dog not found the kittens, they would have been lying under the boat for God knows how long. She not only saved their lives, but also had fed them and nurtured them with love, care, and food. Though the friends did not expect their weekend party to go like this, they did not mind helping the little ones. They brought the kittens to their resort, and there they fed them with food, water, and milk. The friends had packed some meat with them. They planned on treating themselves with spicy meat burgers at the barbecue, but they served that meat to the kitties, thinking that they needed it more, and it was the best use of the meal. The friends were not sure if the kittens were fit and fine. There might be some internal injuries escaping from their eyes. Thus they took them to a nearby vet and got them treated. The kittens were really small, and anything could have been wrong with them while staying in the jungle. Fortunately, the kittens were all healthy and disease-free. Even the vet was surprised to see such a condition of the kittens, especially after knowing the circumstances they were found in. And this wasn't all. There was good news as well. Soon after visiting the doctor, 2 of Whale's friends actually adopted those kitties. They had fallen in love with them and would love to raise them up. The friends had a trek and an adventurous bachelor party, which even gifted them 2 young pals to look after.